So we're seeing each of the points of Jupiter, if it understands patience or discipline or restraint, that's Jupiter to Saturn, it will be able to give more responsible guidance. But if it doesn't have that link to Saturn, it's not just so much a link of aspects, it's if you don't understand your dad or you understand your boss or your teachers, how can you understand yourself? Depends who's guided you. How many people in the world have had excellent guides compared to moderate or even questionable guides? You're lucky if you run across a good person. But this type of chart will attract very beautiful and very indulgent and very, wow, this is a beautiful holiday. This is a beautiful, but once you've had the beautiful thing, it's going to haunt you because you want more. And, oh, we had a good night time. When are we going to go on a trip again? When are we going to go on a trip again? And that starts demanding more money, more things, and causes its own type of puzzles. So if there's a stress with the Venus, you're certainly tendency to overspend. I want this, I've got to get it, I'm going to go. You tend to overspend, to overget, to overindulge. And you can be lucky because you have the money to have that. You know, in Africa, a fat woman is a very popular woman because she's well enough off to be fat. She's a lucky person to be with. It's a different place, like different places, different takes. I'm just groping at ideas that come up to make this picture in some way or another. Too much of a good thing can spoil it, but boy, it's nice to have a kid with it. You have a kid, they have that, they're going to be fun-loving, but it's going to be expensive. Because they're going to get a lot from their parents, and they're going to expect to get a lot. Or if it's negative, they're going to have an abundance of discontent. So every planet is just trying to be itself and just sitting there. It gets pressure and stress from different places. There's a relationship of Jupiter. Everyone has a relationship with Jupiter and Venus. Everyone should be an understanding and understanding the value of restraint against just unconditional indulgence. What's right or what's wrong? But then it can get fanatical. No one should have a drink. No one should be allowed to have sex. No, without parents' approval. It can get really extreme the other way. So inside and outside, Jupiter has this huge effect that you can't see exactly, but you begin to sense, I wonder how that's showing. Then you meet the person, you start, as you know someone over a period of time, you can say, oh, they got that. Oh, there, you see that quality, it comes in. You don't always see it in a consultation in 1 hour. You know it's there. You'll see it when you get to the timing, you know when there's critical factors affecting, even the critical factors affecting Jupiter. It's hard to see exactly how the understanding has changed and how it's going to start guiding the other planets and the effects of the other planets, which is how we're measuring our life. It's a puzzle that's there. But it's almost the last puzzle that kicks in a chart. Oh, they're seeing it like that. You know, like you might have a kid that's challenged and they have to figure out how to do things from their challenged perspective. And it may take you long to say, oh, they're posted, look what they're doing. They're thinking like that. You know, if someone wants to be in Olympics, they got their understanding, they anchor into discipline, they get there and, oh, look what they did. But to really excel with Jupiter, to get the best of it at Jupiter, it takes a lot of time work to develop good understanding, a right understanding, know what's right or wrong, to develop principles, to be able to have patience. So Venus is just the great advertisement, the great packaging, the beautiful abundance. Everybody wants this. Can I come over to your place? Oh, sure, come on over. What's there to eat? What's there to do? It's, yeah, okay. So as we go along and we're doing charts, we start to tap back into these things. In the place where you're just starting and working with a chart, and you're trying to get, even if you know the chart, you're trying to work to see just your basic predisposition from your natal chart. Then you see, oh, that stratus where I'm struggling there. Or that's where I got the abundance. Oh, that's where that cost came in. And sometimes you can undo a wrong understanding. Wow, that can really help someone. to go forward in their life. But sometimes people say, just trust Jesus and he'll get you there. And in that context, it could. But sometimes that could alienate people who have other beliefs. So Jupiter rules understanding, principles, faith, dedication. Sometimes someone will be totally dedicated to a good cause. Everybody goes to that good cause. They would be a great fundraiser, but they might be dedicated to a good cause so much and be doing without things for themselves, for their family, and finding the balance. Where's the edge? Where do you have the last stroke on a painting? When do you know when to stop? Saturn is when to stop, but understanding when you're reaching it or where I can't have much more, I gotta drive, whatever. That's Jupiter talking. But Mars is saying, no, I'm gonna do it. Like, so each of the planets is being affected by your understanding. And once they're affected with that understanding, it's beginning to affect the relationship to the other planets. Okay. Again, so your moon, your memories, your past, Mercury, the way you think. Again, first thing is exaggeration, thinking too much, talking too much, and having too much to say. It might be right or wrong, but still someone's always talking can be a problem. Take it to Venus and you have too much wants, too much desire, too much choices. I gotta have this. I want to go out with 3 people. Who cares? Or just, where are the limits? How do you impose them when everything is nice? I want everything that's nice. I don't want to do without it. Oh, then you might have to learn how to share or give away some of the things you want with Venus. So when we come to the sun, it's your confidence. Again, Jupiter conjunct the sun. That's supposed to be the most confident, most jovial, most open, understanding person. Ta-da, here I am. Aren't I wonderful? It's going to be my purpose and my goals, my confidence is abundant. It's ready to try things. It wants to expand things. I don't want to hide away. I want to show. I want to teach. I want to travel. I want to do things. And I've done all these things. This is who I am. This is my birthright. My confidence is in this. I have the understanding. I have the overview. So it's a born teacher, writer, traveler. You know, there's a certain speculative, adventurous nature of Jupiter to go for things. A very socially involved person. They see their confidence is going to come by their understanding of how they're connected to other people and what they're doing in life. So if they're going to be an actor, they're going to play the starring role. They're not going to play the lower role. Like, it's generally, can't say that completely, but just it's an example of, here's the opportunity, but here I am. How could you not take me? Ta-da. So the Jupiter increases the arrogance of the sun. It expands the radiance of the sun. Let me do this for you. I want to do that for you. Here I am. But sometimes people say, here he comes. Let's get out of here. He's going to want to do everything for us. So a lot of leaders will have this Jupiter to the sun. But Jupiter is not just Jupiter giving good luck to the sun. It's Jupiter giving every understanding or every misunderstanding the power of confidence. So if someone with the sun conjunct Jupiter is smoking up and enjoying marijuana and thinking, why could this be bad? It should be legal. They could be abundantly into it, encouraging everyone else to get involved with it. And not everybody else is going to necessarily have the same good experience. And especially if it's illegal or legal. Same with investments, same with, but they're going to have their confidence and their adventures in their life. When they have their understanding, they're going to be confident and proud of their understanding. So whatever understanding is there, good or bad, I'm into it. So you might be, if you're a person that's maybe you're into goth, and you have the sun conjunct Jupiter, you're going to make a big show of that sun conjunct Jupiter. I'm really into this. You're going to notice me. You're going to see I'm the ultimate goth. At the same time, it could be something else as well. Like, it could take different ways. It's all relevant to the few people and the people in your circle, in your world. We have our little matrix of ourselves. We have like rings around a planet. We have like a ring of relationships, and some closer, some further, and then there's all the others we're never in touch with. And we develop our perspective of what we're doing in life out of that. But the Jupiter Sun is entrepreneurial, it's adventurous, it's like, let's go for this, let's expand it. This is confident, I got some attention. So if you have someone with the Sun, Jupiter, and you're at a wedding, they're gonna be waiting to take the mic to talk about their friends. You don't want to give them the mic because they're never going to let go of it. They're going to talk on forever once they have the attention. So they're encouraged, it's kind of like Mars in a way, but they're encouraged to go for what they think is their confidence or where they are. I understand, I know what I'm doing. And even when they don't know what they're doing, they feel they know what they're doing. And there could be the stressful struggles is adding at a wrong understanding or having to fight the pride and the confidence versus what's right and wrong, versus the principles and the morals. Simple little words, huge applications. So how do you observe when you meet someone whether they're right or wrong, whether the Jupiter is functioning properly or not? You can't see it in the immediate moment. You can't see it if you're enchanted with someone. You see it if you're working with someone, if they're making the right moves or not making the right moves. If they're adding to you or taking away from you. If they're aligning with you. But generally, the Jupiter Sun is going to have the confidence. Let's go for this. Here's an adventure. Let's go for it. They're going to be encouraging to go for things. So if they're in sales or they're in traveling, they're going to be encouraging to go places. They're going to feel abundance as their confidence. So there can be a weight scenario with the Sun. Jupiter is inclined to be more wider than thinner, but not as much as to the Moon or to Venus. That's another one that can add it on. So you get someone that has the struggles between Jupiter and Venus and the Moon and the Sun. Well, you start seeing how this, you can't say, oh, it's just doing that. They're all being challenged by the understanding. And so you have to see, are they living right? Are they doing right? Have they aligned to a spiritual path or a helpful path? Or are they hurting people or not doing things that are good? Depends what your peer pressure is. To some degree, how you involve with people or not. Are you doing good or not? Who cares? I want to be cool. So you're looking at the understanding, and it takes time to see, oh, they're understanding like that. Oh, they're seeing it like that. You have to meet someone and get to know their Moon, their Mercury, their Venus, before you can start to eventually, the understanding comes in. And the understanding is something that can change. You can therapeutically, in various ways, you can teach people how to adjust their understanding. But it's hard to teach someone who thinks they understand everything perfectly.